Grand Rising, Elizabeth. Welcome to
Mhm.
the Health and Wellness Show. Sister Deitra, Mama Raziya, and Sister Jacqueline. Let's see, today is May 30th, 2023. And it's so good to have you with us this morning. This day, sorry. Yeah, so how are you?
Good. Excuse me. It's always so cute when you catch yourself doing that.
I know, right? Yes, I do. I catch it. But never before I say it. Right. Yeah. So I made it back into town. It was a good trip down to South Carolina. It was good to see my sister and my son. They were doing wonderful. The weather was nice. It wasn't exactly as warm as I would have liked, but And I'm kind of funny with weather. I enjoy the heat, but it's like every time you go inside somewhere, they have air conditioning, so it's cold. So I have to dress in a way that I can go inside somewhere and still be comfortable and be still comfortable outside where it's hot.
Right. And your body temperature just like changing all of a sudden, yeah.
Yeah, so that was interesting, but I'm learning how to work that out, it's all these places. Ooh. But anyway, let's see. Okay, we have an oracle reading today. The African Goddess Rising oracle reading. I don't know if you all can see this.
Yep. Yeah.
Did something happen? No. Hold on, everyone. My
Your mother.
It's okay. No, everything's okay, Mama. All right. So yeah, so now I'm sorry, y'all. I'm glad it's just y'all too. But she's walking somewhere, but I guess she's okay.
You want to take a moment and see to her?
I think she's okay. All right. So now this is our oracle goddess today is Oya. She is the goddess of storms. She is of the warrior temple and the element water. Interesting. Okay, so Oya, I'm sorry, I'll keep that up. Oya is wielding her powerful sword of truth. Oya is a Yoruba goddess of storms, wind, and lightning. Storms bring shift, rapid, and uncontrollable change, and at times chaos. Oya's guidance is the winds of change are in motion. Into every life, a little rain must fall. Personal storms clear away the old. Sometimes change moves slowly. At other times, change is swift. The embodiment is, what would you like to change? If you are not actively changing it, you are choosing it. I want to read that one again. If you are not actively changing your life, you are choosing it. You make shift happen. Focus on what you want. Stop giving energy to what is not working. The biggest thing holding you back is you. If you want people in life to treat you better, you go first. If you attract betrayals, stress, and strife, the common denominator is you. Beating yourself up is self-harm. Feel your feelings, honor your journey, tell yourself the truth, and practice self-compassion. And the goddess declaration is, I make shift happen. It really gives us another perspective on that.
I know, right? I like that.
Yeah, me too.
I make shift happen.
Yes, I know you put another word in there too, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, earrings.
Yes, yes,
Exactly. There
yes,
you
yes,
go.
yes. T-shirt. Yes, yes,
Yay.
yes, yes, yes.
That's neat.
Elizabeth, we make shift
Just
happen.
happen.
You want
Oh
to put that on there, Elizabeth's?
no, I was thinking about the T-shirts.
Yes.
Oh, I was thinking about the earrings, so
You
that'd be
can do
good.
both. You can do both. Because people, may not know who Elizabeth is. We would.
Right.
Yeah, do both.
Well, that's interesting. I make shift happen.
Mm-hmm.
And this is interesting when you think about, as I go through life from day to day, I encounter things, whether just like right now, my mother-in-law was right here and I'm in a show, and how do I deal with this,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked. Things happen, things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Now today, this is actually Mental Health Month, and I want to talk a little bit about mental health. I have some things I want to share, and if we can talk about it. Have you all heard of this being Mental Health Month?
I did. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Yes, so let's see. Okay, Mental Health Month was established in 1949 to increase awareness of the importance of mental health and wellness in Americans' lives, and to celebrate recovery from mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
Mental health is essential for a person's overall health. And that's something I've been really thinking about is, I normally do dwell on the physical, how am I eating, that kind of thing. But realizing that part can be in place, but I really need to make sure that overall, even my mental health is good.
Mm-hmm.
So, the fact that it's a person's overall health, includes mental wellness too. So that's something I say I put down here. We must pay attention. I must pay attention to my mental wellness. Am I stressed? Am I angry? Am I irritable? Etc. Because all those are signs of mental, it gauges your mental wellness. And it's not only schizophrenia or something. That's what I think. People have a mental illness, they have schizophrenia or some, thing they need medication for.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not case. That's not the case. You can be just going through stress, and that can really affect you mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Who is that, Mama Raziya?
Mm-hmm.
Grand Rising,
Grand
your
Rising.
sisters.
Grand Rising. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I want to read this as well. This Mental Health Month challenge, you should challenge yourself to examine your world and how it can affect your overall health. And I want to change it to not just a month, but make it your life, your lifestyle. As we continue to live, let's take a look at our mental wellness as we go along.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that means look around, look within, from your neighborhood to genetics. Many factors come into play when it comes to your mental health. That meant a lot to me too, because, being in the Sierra Club, which deals with the environment outside, our air and our water and our land, how are we being affected by it? So it really makes me think about that all the time, thinking about, am I breathing? What am I breathing? That kind of thing. But then I look at what I'm eating, what I'm intaking in my body, So we have to look at all of these things. It affects our health, you know, and like I say, even though this is Mental Health Month, you know, I think it's good to look at this every day of our lives. You know, I'm always doing something. I'm around people, I'm outside, I'm doing, how am I being affected mentally by everything? You know, so just keeping track of that.
Mm-hmm.
Any comments?
Wow.
Anyone else look at mental health, our mental capacity and
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, just, and some of the people in our families that, family friends who are dealing with, everybody's going through something mental. And yesterday we went to visit my daughter's friend. She hadn't seen her since before COVID. And she's dealing with her life with her son, not as she imagined it, because he's autistic and he can hurt himself. And it took him a couple of hours to get used to us. And for some reason, when he got used to, well, he didn't like seem upset when I came in the house because I had to use the bathroom when I came in the house. But he called me Yaya.
oh,
You call your grandmother Yaya? She said, no, he calls him, she calls her his grandmother. And I was like, oh, he said Yaya. I said, okay, that's going.
isn't that neat?
You know,
Wow.
and I could see, and we didn't really eat much over there because her mother was cooking, and she offered to go in and heat us up some, the pork and beans that she had and the string beans and corn that she had made. And I looked at her and I said, no, thank you. I said, we're good. You sit here and you rest.
Yes,
They
yes.
look tired.
Oh,
I mean, he is like on 10
all the time.
all day. And I said, whoa. I just want to send out prayers to them because both of them just, I could see. I said, no, you don't have to wait on me like that. But a good thing is that the neighbor next door, I noticed he had these wooden pallets, and they were nice. You know how wooden pallets kind of look you probably have to run them through a sanders planer and stuff like that. They were nice. And he offered to get me some because he gets them at work.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
feel very blessed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we stayed over there a couple of hours. It's just and her daughter, and all three of her kids have this trait of walking on their tiptoes. Her
Wow.
daughter still walks on her tiptoes like she's a ballerina, and the baby, he walks on his tiptoes. Just
That's interesting.
and they're I said, whoa, they're so cute though. They all took her face though.
Yeah.
I always say that when your child looks just like you, I say, yeah, they took your
They
face.
took your face.
They took your face.
Wow.
Raziya,
Yeah.
how was your trip?
It was great. It was so great. It was great for me in my mental health area,
Yeah.
Deidre, in that I had been resistant to air travel
Mm-hmm.
and allowing the television reports and the negative feedback on what was going on with people traveling and that. So I had up to 7 days before the trip, I was still, should I be going or shouldn't I be staying here and blah, blah, blah. But so it was a big step for me to get through, to push through that feeling. The girls had just made a marvelous plan for that weekend. We lived in a brownstone, one of those historic brownstones in Harlem. So we were right in the middle of Harlem, and
Raziya, can you
we
come
were
on
able.
camera? Can you come on camera, please?
Okay.
Thank
Are
you.
you able to see me now? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So we were right at Harlem, and I'm just so impressed at what people are doing there in spite of the challenges of New York. it's almost surreal in terms of,
Oh,
walking the streets there and we had, so that brownstone was a historic, they had made it with back in the day type of furniture and things to make it really nice. And there seems to be a number of investors who are involved with that, and many people of color are involved. I can't believe how many people are in New York. They said 20 some million people in that small space. I
wow.
didn't see a blade of grass the whole time I was there.
Oh,
It's just
wow.
hardness
Yeah.
and concrete and so forth. But it was really nice. We saw MJ was the Broadway show that they had voted to, that we all see, and it was good. So my daughter had tuned in, the daughter who has the challenge. She's very sensitive to what is going on with other people. So she tuned in to my fear of travel and my concern. So anything I said, she says, "Ma, I got it covered." What about this? I got it covered. So she had one of her friends that lives here was my personal escort, came to pick me up from my house and drive me to the airport,
Wow.
walk with me from the parking lot and so forth. So
Oh, nice.
That is
it,
so
it
nice.
was, it was a demonstration of love and sensitivity
Yeah.
and stretching ourselves to be more than we think we might be, Yeah, so I'm grateful. I'm grateful. But I wanted to tune in to what Evelyn was saying when she said that the baby called her Yaya, or and is that a name for mama or
Grandmother.
grandmother?
Yeah.
Okay.
In Africa, right?
For many years here in Detroit, we had the Alexander Crummell School, which turned into other schools, or two more names came about. But Imani Humphrey's basic tenet was that children learn more, develop better, and all of those socialization experiences are better when they feel that the people that are teaching them or the people that are caring for them are mama or daddy. And they, at the school, they allowed and encouraged all the children to call the teachers mama, mama Deitra, mama Aduni, mama Evelyn, rather than Mrs. Evelyn or Mrs. And for the men, they Baba Smith, and that, rather than the formal.
Right.
And so they said it made a big difference in how the children related and how the children could thrive, and children who had major disabilities or major issues got much better in that setting just by feeling closer.
Right. To the teacher.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank you for sharing that, Mama Raziya.
Grand Rising, ladies, Grand Rising.
Grand Rising.
So I kind of heard the question posed, and my light was a little slow getting bright, but I was like, oh, that impacts my life as well. I think I shared with you ladies how, so with my cousin Rosetta, she's dealing with dementia, and her son, who's he'll be 57, he's autistic. And so a little more than a year ago, we combined households because I was driving at least 20 miles every day to take food because I saw something happening. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but she was no longer functioning, and he has never ever, she has not helped him be independent at all.
Okay.
She doesn't have her hobby is him. And even in dementia, she remembers to do everything for him that he can do for himself. So when I say, oh, it's been a blessing and a challenge in more ways than I can even say right now. Just getting them accustomed to a new routine it took me nearly a year. I have and it's interesting, people say, you ever put your stuff away yet? I have yet to unpack my garage, which is, I'm so blessed to have storage, because my focus was the people. I couldn't focus on getting things put away while they were wondering where they were. So that took what it took. And so he has a particular set of services that he deals with, and then I'm working on to have him a more full life, because the only life he had was what she said yay or nay to. And I understand some of the reasonings. She lost a child years ago, and somewhere in that brokenness, she just became other hand over this one. Wow. So for me, day to day, I've come out of the classroom, I've come out of corporate. I had to fight back for my health in the midst of taking care of them. I didn't realize how last I put myself. So what you ladies are seeing now is grace, because I haven't gotten back to center. I don't know what my center is going to look like or be like. So I want to thank you, and I thank God for grace, because from day to day, I didn't have the answers that people might daily questions. I didn't know what those responses would be like, because I'm in the process of making normal right now. And we've made a lot of headway, but there were days when I had to look in the mirror to try to remember who I was. Who am I? Where am I going?
Yes.
You know, how do I feel today? And then I have a husband who has had to, and I thank God again for grace, to accommodate the cousin. This was the first time he had lived in a household with a man. So he had some thoughts and feelings about it that he wasn't verbalizing.
Right.
You know, finding out what medical attention they had been given, what they were lacking. It's still unfolding. And I'm most grateful for finding peace in that process, because I had a whole lot of career aspirations, you know, and I received a lot of grace, a lot of work at home status. However, it didn't help with the processes that weren't in place. So like today, I'm on for a bit. Cousin Rosetta has a doctor's appointment by phone, what they call the virtual visits.
Yes.
And so we have a follow-up, and, you know, finding a way to blend our lives to have the symmetry and the smoothness is the goal. And things are just different. So I have determined to sit in and find out the best way to joyously move forward, because some stuff just got to be done.
That's true.
And finding the best route to get it done is my position, and remembering self, because real quickly something funny happened as I was remembering to take care of me, you know. So my husband's birthday was May 11th, and my nieces, I love them. So they called me from Vegas celebrating one of their birthdays and said, well, when we get back, Uncle is going to have a birthday celebration. And I'm just in awe of them remembering and caring. But, you know, I cared for them as they were children. They called me mom. So they get back and they put this together. And as people were coming in, it was just mostly family, you know, and my feet were in a bowl of water. I was soaking, and I wouldn't rush out. I said, how y'all doing? I said, listen, it was really one person in particular. I said, I know you wondered what took me a minute to come. He was so excited, he just kind of dropped her his closest friend is a deacon in a Catholic church, and they've been childhood friends. And his wife, I'd never met her. So she ended up with Rose and David for about 10 minutes unaccompanied. The grace was she's caregived for her brother who's Down syndrome all his life. And so in those 5 minutes, I had to confess, I said, you know, first of all, how you doing? I had met her. She had never been to the house. I said, I know you're probably thinking I'm some horrible host. I said, please forgive me, girl. I had to soak my feet. They were in the water. And we laughed so hard. I said, that was the one thing today that I was going to do for myself. My feet was, I had to rub them. And we laughed and bonded. And my moral of the story is take time. Remember, when you're caring for others, and this, I'm really talking to me.
Yeah.
Remember to take a minute daily to do something for yourself, because you can get so far off center. You don't know where you are and who you are. For a minute, I had blood pressure issues out of the blue. So it's been a lot of grace quickly. And this format right here has been a saving grace to me, because women of all ages, and I really mean this, are sharing information that I need and want and prosper from. So when I say Grand Rising,
yes, yes.
I'm always so excited to be here with you ladies, and I hope I kind of settle in and don't sound like I'm all over the place, because I'm always excited to see you. See you all.
Thank you for sharing what you did, because you have touched my heart thoroughly, because I'm going through the same situation, you know, caring for a mother-in-law who has dementia. So we need to keep in contact, really.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, because you don't live far from me either. So
you know what? That's right. So we've lots to talk about. So I will get your number.
Yes.
And yes, and then it's on. That's right. We are there
for each other. I mean, really, some kind of way we can do it. Yes. So thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Lastly, ladies. So I have this backyard. That's my sanctuary. I've been working in it, Queen of Dune, I've been working in it. So I want to do for us some healing sound baths over the summer. I think I was going to theme them something like sunset, bathing in the sunset sound bath kind of deal. So I'm looking forward to doing that for us as a group, and sharing information with you as an individual. So praising, grateful, and thankful.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Got it. Yes, ma'am.
And that one, I did put my number in the chat if you can.
Thank you. Thank you. Grabbing it.
Okay, awesome. Great. Well, good. Oh, that's wonderful sharing. Anyone else has anything they want to share? Have anything?
Well, I
was going to say,
I just have a question for Mama Raziya. How, since we're talking about mental, how has your hearing affected you mentally? What kind of things are going through your head, and where were in the beginning, what kind of things, and where are you at now in your processing of all of this for you?
That's an excellent question. Hearing is very, very important. And we recognize that when you're listening to another person or you're talking to another person, the essence of what you're saying, what you mean, is incomplete if you can't hear everything they're saying. Now, I recognize that lip reading, looking at facial expressions, looking at body language, all of these things are more important to me now than ever. I am so thankful that we finally let go of the mask and that we're not wearing. That was so difficult. Not only for me, I became a lot more sensitive to what was happening to the babies and the children with all of us wearing a mask, because they too
Oh, yeah.
communicate so much through visual, through
Yeah.
looking at the mouth, looking at the smile or the frown, looking at the eyes. And so the effect is enormous in the hearing area. But for me, I am grateful that I'm around many people that I've known for years, and I can kind of anticipate what they're saying or what they mean, even if I don't hear completely the whole statement. In fact, there was a time in my life, I guess I was in my 20s and early 30s, some of my friends would say, "Well, Raziya, you didn't give me a chance to complete my sentence. You filled it in for me." Because I was so into anticipating what people were saying, what people were meaning. And by having to work in the mental health field, work with people who had learning disabilities, or people who were diagnosed as schizophrenic or what have you, I had learned to be a lot more perceptive and a lot more attentive as people spoke to me, and to try to listen for the unspoken words and the unspoken meaning. So that training, that experience earlier in life has really helped me a lot to get through the period that I'm in now. So my sensitivity to the babies and the children has been heightened, because I recognize that they missed a lot of communication.
Right.
By trying to learn how to communicate, how to hear people, how to understand people, and then having the faces covered. It was
Right.
one of the things that I'm just going to share with all of you is that dementia is being looked at as an epidemic now, that there are so many cases of dementia, and it seems to be coming toward the younger people, so that people in their 40s and 50s are being diagnosed with dementia. So we need to be opening our eyes and ears and our hearts to see, where is this coming from?
Right.
My concern, and I've been listening to the various specialists and the scientists and so forth, there is a concern that the medications or some of the chemicals that we've been ingesting may have affected us and gone to our brains. And so there is more need for us to be sensitive to each other.
Yes.
I have the privilege, being at my age, to observe and be a part of groups of people who are in various stages of dementia.
Yeah.
And figuring out how to help us relate to each other and accept the less than type functioning, and be more loving, less prone to get angry and disgusted and so forth, but to have more compassion.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So it's a great experience, Queen Aduni. I look at the things that are challenging, and then I look in the mirror and I look around me, and I said, I am blessed to be in my 80s and functioning in the community. I'm not put in a senior facility or nursing home. I'm still walking in my yard and planting the garden and preparing menus and being asked to do a class. a food prep class and stuff like that. So,
Right.
and I share with people the hearing disability. And I am going for and I ask for the prayers of all of you. I'm going to a specialist on Wednesday who thinks that she can help me regain the hearing because of the way it happened and the suddenness of it. There's a chiropractic maneuver and some of that kind of thing that can really make a difference. And she thinks I'm a good candidate. So
Nice.
promise.
Nice.
Can you, after having a time with her, when you think it's proper, invite her to be a guest on our show and talk about the hearing?
Yeah, I'm going to be really meeting her for the first time Wednesday, and I will find out more. And I think I know I certainly enjoyed the presentation that they did a couple of weeks ago, and I signed up. I said, I'd like to explore this and look further into this.
Yeah.
Because I have found with all of my research and going to this appointment, going to that the hearing aid industry is really something else. Kind of suspect.
Yes.
I've run into these. I was charged $3,000 for these hearing devices, and they are not working well for me. I'm still hearing and they keep saying, well, you just keep wearing them and keep trying and blah, blah, blah. And then I see someone who's wearing a set that looks similar to mine, and they paid $300 or $700.
It's questionable. Yeah.
And so what's going on in that industry? And just by being right in the middle of it, I never knew all this doings were going on in our community. But they ask you, do you have insurance? And you say, yes, how much? And they say, oh, well, your hearing aids are going to cost
Yes.
a little over what your insurance. If you have, my husband had the experience of going to a dentist, and they said our price is $2,000 or $1,500 or $1,700 or whatever. And Charles says, well, my insurance is not able to cover all that. I only have $1,200 or I only have $1,000. And by some miracle, they called him in a couple of days. He says, well, I just won't be able to use your service. I'm sorry, but thank you. And, Charles is very polite and so forth. They called him back 2 days later and says, well, Mr. Hudson, we have a program, or we've made arrangements, and we can see you. And we'll be happy to serve you. So it's
go by.
Yeah, so it's big. It's really something out there. I don't want to say like Mr. Monk is a jungle out there, but it's important for us to talk with each other so that we can all be more aware of what is available to us for the dollars that we do have to spend for our health care. So, all is well.
Good. Wonderful. Does someone else want to share something? Anybody else? Okay. Well, I want you all to bear with me. I want to read a little story in regards to mental wellness. And it's from a book called The Mental Equivalent. And I'll put it up. You might, can you see this? I don't know. Sometimes
no, it's kind of blurry.
Okay, let me take that off. How about I do that? So you guys can see. All right, so I'm gonna take the boot. Okay.
Okay.
Much better.
You see, this by
Yeah.
Emmett Fox is called The Mental Equivalent. And I'm going to read a little portion of it. This is something I read daily. So when I see something that stands out, I say, oh, I want to share my Elizabeth. All right. So it says, the secret of successful living is to build up the mental equivalent that you want and to get rid of the mental equivalent that you do not want. Suppose you have rheumatism. I have friends in London who have it all the time. In fact, rheumatism used to be called the national British disease. Some people there have it beginning in October and lasting until March. Others only have it until Christmas. Others do not get it before Christmas and then have it until February. Of two men living in the same town, doing the same work, eating the same food, drinking the same water, why does one have to have rheumatism from October until February and the other does not have it at all or has it at a different time? Why? Because they have furnished the mental equivalent for what they get. Why is a quarrelsome person always in trouble? He makes New York too hot to hold him, so he goes to Chicago. He thinks he will like it in Chicago, but pretty soon he has enemies in Chicago, so he goes down to Kansas City. He has heard there are nice people there, but soon he is in trouble again. Why? He has what we call a quarrelsome disposition. He has the mental equivalent of strife. There is another man, and wherever he goes, there is peace. If there is a quarrelsome family and he visits them, there is peace while he is there. He has a mental equivalent of peace and true divine love. So the key to life is to build in the mental equivalence of what you want and to expunge or get rid of the equivalent of what you do not want. How do you do it? You build in the mental equivalent by thinking quietly, constantly, and persistently of the kind of things you want. And by thinking that has two qualities, clearness and definiteness and interest. If you want to build anything into your life, if you want to bring health, right activity, your true place, inspiration, if you want to bring right companionship, and above all, if you want understanding of God, form a mental equivalent of the thing you want by thinking about it a great deal, by thinking clearly and with interest, remembering clarity and interest. Those are two poles. So when I read this, I thought that was a good thing for us to maybe practice, because what I said in the beginning of this talk is that this mental health month or lifestyle or life challenge is to challenge yourself to examine your world and how it can affect your overall health. Look around, look within, from your neighborhood to genetics. We can look a variety of places. Many factors come into play when it comes to your mental health. So I just thought I'd share that. Even that story, with Emmett Fox, he was talking about some people he knew in Britain, that kept coming with sicknesses. And they lived the same life as other people who did not get that, So did that ring true? I mean, did anyone inspire to think of something? Some thoughts?
Well, I would, can you hear me? Deitra?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to share with you what I experienced this weekend, this Memorial Day weekend, which I classify as a miracle. I went to a baby shower, and the baby shower was held at the Whitney. So
Okay.
Charles and I said, "Oh, we got to get, we got to clean up good."
Yeah.
And we're going to the Whitney for this. And so this young woman, though, is a member, one of the younger members of the network. And she came to me about 1.5 years, almost 2 years ago, with a very heavy heart, letting me know that she had been diagnosed with breast cancer. And she is a young woman who is very stylish and dressed to the nines, and she wears beautiful makeup, and she's very concerned about her image. And she had agreed to get into wearing breast enhancements, like many of our young women do. And they had developed to a point where they started leaking into her body, and she didn't know it. And so for several months, she was being subjected to this. So cancer had set up in different parts, and her life was threatened. So she went into treatment, and lots of prayer circles were surrounding her and so forth. But she kept a real good posture. She kept a lot of faith, and her, she didn't walk around moping. She was faithful that she was going to be all right. And time went on, and she got worse. I mean, there were some really, really tight times. I had a meeting with her and some of her friends over here to just encourage everyone to work together and help each other. And then I lost contact with her. I didn't hear from her for about 4 months. And I said, "Oh my God, I wonder where she is. I wonder if she's moved to another state to be with people who could care for her." And I had all these things in my head. And just as I was looking at the 4 numbers I have for her and start calling them to see what's going on, she called me.
Oh, wow.
And I just want the power of that mental connection that we can have beyond the physical. We can, what is it, mental telepathy or what have you. But she called and she says, "Miss Raziya, I just want to let you know how things are going, or to let you know what's going on with me." And I'm holding my breath because I'm like, what is she getting ready to say? And she said, I want you to introduce you to my new husband. And I want you to know that I'm pregnant.
Whoa.
Wow.
And I'm expecting the baby in June. And I'm like, let me get my chair. I'm trying to hurry up and sit down, because this is just so much to take in such a different expectation. I was expecting to hear something that was different.
Yeah.
So this was so exciting. And I said, my Lord, what a demonstration of mental work, and of how we can change our circumstances through our mind and through our energy and through tuning in to the prayer and the image, all the energy that the creative forces have for us. So I went to the Whitney. I dressed in a very colorful yellow, type of design. Charles found a tie that had some yellow flowers on it. So we were going to try to cheer her up, and have her be ready for that final round. And she wasn't there.
Not at all. Mm-mm.
She wasn't at the baby shower. And I said,
Oh,
well, where is she? And then my heart seemed to say, oh my God, I hope she's all right. She was in the hospital having her baby.
oh my goodness.
And she had this 5-pound baby girl.
Uh-huh.
And the whole thing is just a miracle.
Yes.
When we think of all the different scenarios that could be going on with this young woman. So I lift her up and present her as someone that's into that mental, that awareness that the mind and the intention
Yes.
is so much stronger than we realize.
That's right. I agree.
Yeah, yeah. So I lift her up and I share with you on the call to please keep Vernita and her baby daughter, Rebecca, in your
Oh,
prayers
okay.
going forward, because who would have thunk it?
Right.
But we know that we've been told that this is available to us
Yeah.
through spirit, through our consciousness, through our connections with each other. And we just saw it manifest. So it was a demonstration that I'll never forget. The feeling of all of us in the room as we witnessed this happening in Detroit.
Yes, that's right. Thank you for sharing that. Ooh, that's powerful.
Yeah, right here in Detroit. I like what you were sharing, Deitra, about the story that you just shared.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and how one person carried this particular spirit, this posture, and everywhere that that person went, the common denominator was him.
Exactly. Yeah.
Same with the other one that was very positive and brought peace in the house.
Right.
And it just shows how one person can affect a whole room of people.
Right.
You know, and I know you all have witnessed when you see a person walk in the room and everything, you just, something is different.
Yes.
You know, have you ever experienced a person walks in the room, it's like, whoa, who is this person?
Right.
Or just, you could just see the difference.
Yeah.
Not as a fan, I'm a fan of yours, and not like that, but may not be there for any other reason but to just have dinner or something. But you just know something has shifted.
Yeah, something's different.
Right. Yes.
So
Yes.
that's how we want to impact. We want to walk in with the joy,
Yes.
walk out with and leaving the joy.
Exactly. Because it reminds me of someone who said, it was a pastor. He said, I know God is here because I'm here. You know, and
Right.
that's right. You bring God with you. You know, it should be a part of who you are.
Right.
Yes.
And not that God is waiting on you to come, or we got to bid God to come.
Right.
We are one. So
exactly. That's right. That's right.
We are one.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I like about this morning, early rise, grand rise, Elizabeth thing is that I sense, well, I'm gonna speak for myself though, but I sense it about everybody, is that our relationship with spirit has heightened.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Of course.
Yeah, in our own personal ways,
Mm-hmm.
and even as a group, that the power that we know is available to us, even as a group. And as we tap into our own individual power and relationship with the spirit, it just, and then share it. That was
Yes.
one of the things I was reading with in the course. It kept saying share it.
Yes.
You know, if you don't share it, one, you can't really experience it and know that it is if you can't, you know, give it away to someone. And
Yeah.
so I've learned from, I mean, I've learned more about Buddhism than I ever have, ever. Even having a conversation. And the other people, like when, especially when Mama Yaba was on, and the spiritual practice that she lives, and then when you can meet people who authentically live that.
Yes. Yes.
You know, they wake up being what that is.
Yes.
So,
Good point. Great point. That's
yeah,
right.
yeah. And so,
And
and
this is wonderful when we can share things, because it makes it stronger within ourselves. You know, when we share it, it makes it much more real to you personally, you know, when you have to share it with other people, because they can hold you accountable. You know, it's almost like you're saying, you can hold me accountable. And that's what we need. You know, we all need accountability, you know.
Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah. You know, the lifestyle that Mama Yaba talked about, you know, where there were other sister wives.
Right.
You know, I grew up thinking, oh, what is that? You know, because, you know, you grew up thinking man, woman, that's it. But as I thought about it, that makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense in the way that, you know, when men go off to war and they die and all they leave, you know, behind the wife and children, that someone steps in and takes care of them. That makes sense as long as it's run, you know, through love and respect and honoring each other. That's ideal. That's what I was thinking. I said, I was thinking I could go for that, you know.
I can go for that. No.
No, no, but I'm not, I'm not into, I'm not looking for any relationships like that. So.
No, I'm not, no, you're right. I'm just saying that from the point of that, whatever, Mama Evelyn, your life is art. I know artists, but your life is art. Mama Raziya, I would put her up against anybody.
Yep. Chef Ramsay, yes, all of them.
Yep. And that is who she is. And over the years, I've seen her take care of people. And still she still says the same doggone thing. It's not like 10 years ago or 20 years ago, I would have helped this person. She still does the same thing. Until the day she dies, she will be helping people. If there's like, she on her way to death and there's one little crumb of something, give me that, baby. I'm going to go ahead and blend it up. And blend it up and give it to you and stuff, and then go. With my last breath, I will do your will, God. So because it's who she is.
Right.
And all of us have that.
We do.
It's who we are. And it's been a joy meeting every single one of you, you know.
You too.
Every single one of you. We got some more t-shirts for you, Edwana. I'm not Edwana. I mean,
Ebony.
And I don't know. I feel there's a movement going on. What is it? What was that? Sunday night. You know, I shared with those yesterday that I had a after hour party at the, you know, we do have now the Lizzie's.
Right. I saw that. Yeah.
Lizzie's Kitchen, right? And Lizzie's Kitchen was on blast. I said, wow, they finished their gig at 12 o'clock. So some of the people from there came over to the loft because I realized my brother was not there anymore and the loft
Right.
was empty. So hanging out in the kitchen, I know Mama Raziya know that because everybody come into the kitchen and sit around and
Right.
then they end up working. Well, why don't you cut or can I
Right.
just help? Is there anything I can do? And people they came into the kitchen, they were just talking and talking. Like when I first got into that space, that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when the flood happened, then it became a salon because
Right.
I had to move the furniture there. But yeah, it was so refreshing. So now from that, Friday nights is at Lizzie's Kitchen.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Friday nights from 10 till because it is geared towards those who entertain and then they want to do something afterwards and stuff.
Afterwards, to
But
wind down.
Some started
Wind
at
down,
10 o'clock
yeah.
and stuff, and I've just been, all these ideas have been coming, and we did everything that we would normally do in the kitchen, except we didn't, because usually when we would be in the kitchen, when it was Danielle, when I met Danielle and At Peace and Anthony and all of them, then surely somebody's going to say, I'm hungry.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
And B. Anthony's going to say, well, whatever, I can go to the store. And then Danielle or Peace is going to say, well, I can cook something. And then bam, we're in the kitchen. Everybody's munching on stuff,
Yeah.
And so that's my new project. And it goes right into, because while people are there, I'll be telling them about the City of Arts and LEAP.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's not just for party,
Yeah,
like there'll be a time where we call original. And original is like instead of just playing Marvin Gaye and all that. Boy, I went all the way to Tammy Terrell. Boy, I really went back. Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. Instead of doing that, we will have Lolly come in and anybody with new music, and we feature them so it's 10 o'clock at 11, from 11 to 11:30 is the featured music or the featured artists or poets and all that, but no bands, not that kind of stuff. And then from 1 to 1:30.
Woo.
Yeah, there are some people who hang out that
I see. Okay.
I'm not trying to get 100 people in there.
Right.
Wow.
Just remove the word trying. I'm not doing that. That's not my plan. The plan is to create membership over time, membership for City of Arts and membership for LEAP, and get them to understand what it's about and have them to have conversations about Elizabeth, about them being in Elizabeth. So it's, conversations about any and everything. So every Friday, because they don't have to necessarily get up early Saturday. But if I did it Saturday, then Sunday would be a hindrance stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to be happening.
Sounds exciting. That sounds good.
I am.
And
I'm excited.
Ebony, I don't know if you're here or can hear. Are you able to hear us? Ebony? Okay, because I know Queen mentioned making t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
On our Oracle cards today, the guidance declaration is I make shift happen. So we were saying that might be a good shirt for us as Elizabeth.
Yeah.
We shift happen, as Elizabeth, we do. So I don't know.
If we said instead of like Elizabeth makes shift happen, some people would think your name had to be Elizabeth.
Oh, that's right.
But if we said I'm an Elizabeth and I make shift happen.
Okay,
Okay.
I like that. That's good. I'm gonna
Yeah,
write that down.
yeah. So, yeah.
So
So,
question, Mama Razia, I need a good because usually RJ, um he could make his own veggie burger, and we get veggie burgers from Aldi's, and the only one I like really from there is the black bean. But then I looked in at the ingredients, and they're not bad, but they're not what I want in there. Do you have a recipe for a black bean veggie burger that will kind of stick together? When I
Well,
did some,
it's interesting that
when I did some salmon patties, and I used, instead of egg, when you use the flaxseed and you grind it up and you put a little warm water in it, that's a good binder. I found that out. But is that good for like black beans and stuff like that?
yeah. It's interesting that you are asking that. We're actually this Thursday presenting one of Charles' new creations. It's a lentil burger, but I would imagine that if you use lentil beans, you can also use black beans.
yeah.
So he's perfecting that right now. He's using, flaxseed, and he was working on the binder, to get the right ingredients. So he's concocted quite. He tested it out on us about 2 weeks ago, and it tastes good. So I hope he can repeat it for Thursday. But I
Okay.
will take note and see if we can write that recipe out, because if you look at how creative cooks work, they be putting stuff in, and you'll say, well, what did you do? How did you? Well, I don't know. So I will have to make sure that I am taking notes. But the one he made was really good. It was
Yeah.
solid, it held together, and the ingredients were specific home, ingredients. There was no additives,
Right.
no chemicals in that. And you're
Right.
correct. I had gotten, I was impressed with the black bean burger. I had gotten a big box, I think from Costco's, and probably the same brand, maybe the same brand that you had. And they were tasty. But when you look at the fine print, you do see a few more things that you're concerned about.
Yeah.
And
They add the soy in there, and I'm like,
yeah.
but there is is there soy that is non-GMO that they haven't messed with? You just have to get it from a certain place.
Well, they say there is. And I tell you, when I recognize that many cultures, the Japanese culture, there are many cultures across the world who are eating soy every day to survive, and they,
Right.
so there is a way to deal with soy that it is safe, but that GMO soy got us all concerned.
Right.
What does
There's
GMO
research on
stand
both
for?
sides. So yeah, we need to look more into that. The Monsanto and this Bill Gates and these guys are moving with so much effort to infiltrate the natural.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so it's been quite an adventure, and soy got caught in the middle. But basically, soybean had been a good thing.
Right.
Tofu, tempeh, all these things were mainstays for decades and
Yeah.
centuries. So there's something wrong with the picture which says no more soy, because there are so many cultures that depend on it for their
Right.
lives.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just got to
GM.
find out which
Yeah.
one. But I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get his homemade burger. It's a lentil burger,
Okay, I love lentils. I love lentils. Yeah.
And if you do a lentil burger that holds together, I'm sure you could do a black bean burger.
Yeah.
Okay.
The same, process.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is the burger is something going to be offered up for as a dinner for sale?
Yeah, it's going to be offered with the dinner menu on Thursday. We had planned to do it for the holiday, so I said we need a burger, and I went out and found these buns which were sprouted. They have some grains in them, but they're sprouted buns, and you were going to make this healthy holiday outdoor. So we're going to be doing this Thursday. Since everybody was so busy last week, we didn't really have enough people that could come and help pull it off. So I will make sure that you.
Yes, I will come. I have a car. I can come get it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's good. It'll be great to see you, Evelyn. And I'll tell them that the special burger has to be prepared.
Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah. Mom, Queen Aduni, GMO means genetically modified organism. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, babe. Mama Raziya, we need to on Thursday. By Tuesday, by this session right here, we should always be when you're going to have the food, we should have we could literally create a flyer that on Tuesdays, one we posted in WhatsApp, make your order. Because I get a text from Cece. Cece, she's a vendor, she's not a vendor. She is she's one of those sisters that I met when I had a salon on the east side, and on Saturdays she comes through and takes care of all the salon people and all that kind of stuff, bring food to your place and make their money that way.
Yeah, I love them people.
Oh gosh, she's one of the best people in the world. And so since we moved, Pam and I still, keep in contact with her. And let me see, today is
Today's Tuesday.
So by Wednesday or Thursday at the latest, I have a text of the menu. And I can text it in, I can call it, or I can just text her what I want, and I Zelle, my amount to her. And Pam or myself go and pick it up on that day.
Okay.
So yeah, getting that, just reminding people that there's food, healthy food right over here at Raziya's, right? And I don't order all the time. Pam basically orders almost every week. She would hire her. I would too, if she did more vegetarian stuff. But she does do it for me. She knows how I eat. And so if I need some lentil soup, she will hook that baby up, and whatever. She'll hook it up just without the meat and stuff. So she's very versatile in what she does. And so I'm just saying, Mama, we are one of your resources of this group. Let me let this group know what I'm doing, just like the said you. And that's
I have been remiss in my duties, because we make an effort to get the menu ready on Monday. So the menu is already printed up and it just needs to be sent to you. I had a block regarding, so Sheila is so far on the east side, she doesn't have time to drive all the way over here for a burger, whatever. But when we get off the phone, I can send that. In fact, Deitra, did you get one by any chance?
Let me.
It would be, it would have come in your text or email. but it's just a,
Get an email from, what's the sister's name that does your marketing?
well, she is not working with us right now. You're talking about
Okay.
Adrian?
Yeah.
Yeah, Adrian got
Yeah.
real
Okay.
busy with a housing project or something here, and she's traveling. So we have a person, but that was a huge email that she was sending out
It really
during
was.
those times. Yeah, but I can get on that and I'll send one to Evelyn. I just need the phone numbers, which I don't. I have Queen Aduni's number, but I can text that little menu to
And if
you.
you want me to, Mama Raziya, I can help you with that.
That'd be
Okay.
great. That would be
I just send one to you.
Yes, and I'll
And then
get
you
it
can
out.
send it to.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And then
You have my phone number, Deitra, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, good. All
yeah,
right.
just to keep it fresh on our mind. So I know that, and believe me, I wouldn't be thinking about a bit more about food and all that stuff until it pops in. I say, oh, okay, let me see, let me look at it and then see if it works for my life. Now, so I'm gonna say this about one of the statements that you said, Raziya, is don't let your mind interfere with your marketing. Sheila's way on the east side. She probably is not going to come over here, right? And the or anyone else, they are here, there, and so on and so forth. But you don't know
I
when
would for a good meal.
that area.
Right.
I might be in the area that day, and it when it pops in, oh shoot, So what we're supposed to do is to make it accessible and let people know.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
or it's so good what's on there, is so worth me coming. That's what I've been wanting. And I'm gonna drive someday. I got this hour. I'm going to
Okay.
pick my stuff up,
All right.
I wrestled back and forth about calling you about my birthday, and look how
Yeah.
God already set up help. Already set up.
That's right.
He just needed me to say yes. And he needed me to open my mouth and ask you, would you do it?
Yeah.
And God made it all happen. So
It happened.
just put the word. Or Raziya, here's another scenario. My girlfriend's in town, or not, maybe they just live here. Sheila, girl, I got my family here, and they're all vegetarian and vegan people. Do you know anybody? Girl, today is the right day for you. Call Raziya. So it might be somebody 6 degrees away from you that I know that needs it because they're right in town. Do you know any? Yeah, Raziya's on Thursdays. You came on the right. So just put it out there, babe.
Okay.
And what we deem important, when something is important to you, you will make the time to do it. Yeah. And for me, this is a wake-up call, because what is important to me is because the phrase I have come to really dread about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon is, we have RJ all set for dinner. What are we gonna have for dinner? Because I'm not thinking about eating all day. I'm really not. I'm thinking about my projects and getting my kids together and doing this and for dinner. For me, if I'm going to make it, it has to be done by 12 o'clock.
Right.
And so that's why I like, Raziya, I like cauliflower rice.
Okay. Well, I like it too.
I don't know why I was hesitant to make it, but I made it, and oh my God, RJ ate 2 helpings of the vegetable cauliflower rice.
Yeah.
And I got because I use the coconut aminos. I don't use the soy. So yeah. And why
Oh,
is it
that
so
should be
high at
delicious.
Walmart? It's like $12 a bottle, but they have it on sale for $6, but they didn't have any.
Mm.
I found that really crazy. Some of the prices people will charge.
Yeah.
But this, what are we gonna eat?
Well, if you
In the
like
summertime,
cauliflower,
my appetite is like I'm gonna, I ate this fruit for breakfast, and then I may not want anything till around 2 or 3, but I definitely don't eat late at night because it's like I can't. I
Right.
just can't. And I want to really incorporate that. And yeah, we're gonna do that fasting thing, y'all.
Oh,
for
that's
3
right.
days.
I'm looking
And
forward to
Sheena wants to do it too. Sheena wants to do it too. So
it.
I'm ready.
When are y'all doing that?
I don't know.
Oh,
We
I
have
thought
we have to talk to Danielle, because I mean, you know
Put
what
them together.
ingredients to get. I
Danielle?
got the book. I can just look up the ingredients and just go get them
Oh,
myself.
we're
It's
talking about the Queen
Queen
of
of Four.
Queen of Four.
plant.
Yeah.
Okay. So we just need to make
Clint.
a date. A day.
Yeah. Yeah. Get all the ingredients and put them together, and then just,
Oh, you know what I would love to do is for us to share, when things go on sale that we all want, like the rice, the cauliflower rice. Where can we find that on sale? And if someone knows about it, we should share that in WhatsApp too. Certain things that are on sale that we can share with each other.
I have yet to use the frozen one. So I get the cauliflower itself, and I have a food processor, and I just, it only takes a few seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't do it too long, otherwise you have much.
Yeah, that cauliflower rice that's packaged already, it can be expensive. I was like, I can go cut this stuff up myself, in a processor.
Yeah.
well, Evelyn, I don't know if you like rice and gravy, if you came up in that kind of family, but I've tried cauliflower rice with hummus gravy.
Oh my
And it's delicious.
I love hummus.
And then if you, whatever you have for your little meat morsels or so forth, but I, kind of experimented with rice and gravy using the
Ooh,
cauliflower
that sounds
and
good.
using
That sounds
hummus.
good.
It's a good nutrition,
Yeah.
it's a good
That
mixture.
sounds good.
Years ago, do you know Nessa? The lady,
Yes,
you know Nessa?
yes.
Okay. Years ago, she had that Healthy Fridays over there at the building that I guess used to belong to the shrine. And I look forward to going there,
Right.
because I was tasting the raw cuisine and, like chocolate cake that hadn't been baked. I was like, because me and my desserts. But yeah, I loved, I'd get my money together and
Well, it really, I think that can be revamped. We've been through a lot, and with the loss of Queen Mother and so forth, she was a very active part of that Friday thing and recruiting and so forth. So I think that we should be able to do that again now that the weather is breaking, and be encouraged, because this was a beautiful event. And Neza is going strong.
Yes,
And
I
she's
can't
got
wait
her
for her
family
store to
involved, her
open.
children. Yeah. So it's beautiful. But she and I, the children used to come over and volunteer in my kitchen and so forth. We go way back. And I guess I would say we kind of grew up together.
Okay.
And so and encouraging each other. And I'm really proud of Neza. Yeah.
Yeah, just hearing her story, about the challenges in her health, coming up and everything, it was amazing. It's amazing. And that's God. That's all God, because her life was amazing. Yeah.
Well, you want to know something, and it ties in with what Deitra has presented to us today. My daughters decided they were going to do this 80th birthday celebration. And they're both in Atlanta, and Mama, you just plan to be there, just be alive and be there. And we want to do it at your backyard. And I wasn't to do anything, to really be involved in the work. But I gave them 3 or 4 names of caterers and people that they could call on for the food. They chose Neza.
Okay.
And Neza came and did the catering but didn't know where she didn't know the birthday was for me. So she came to the house with her containers, her pans, she's coming as the lead person, and her staff was with her. And she said, "Raziya, oh my God, this is for you." She was so delighted. I was so delighted, but she did that whole birth, did the catering, the job, not knowing who she was, that it was Raziya that she was going to be serving.
Wow.
So that was a little extra treat for her, for us to come back together unexpectedly. Yeah, but she's so blessed. So blessed.
Yeah.
Okay, I did want to let you all know that I received the menu and the invite for Thursday from Mama Raziya, and I sent it on WhatsApp.
Thank you. I got it.
Oh, good.
That's the ding I just heard.
Yes. See, that's how quick it can happen.
Isn't that something?
Isn't it?
Oh my goodness gracious, time in just the years that I look at, 70 years and all the things that has happened, that when I think of my mom sharing what was happening in her life, right? I'm like, I'm glad we passed that. I'm glad we
Right.
don't had to do what?
Exactly.
Now, when we just to communicate. I remember the telephone when they started doing was it the 3-way or something, but you would have 2 people on the telephone line. Raziya, you remember?
Yeah.
You on the phone.
Party lines.
And their conversation on the other phone.
Yeah.
Hey, who are you? Get off the phone.
Yeah. You've been on too long. I got to make a call. I think they called it party line or something.
Party line.
And my mom used to have to really threaten us and, for spanking, because I was tempted to listen in, and she said, no, that is not, she had, as children, you have to be taught. But we were so interested in what we could hear by just picking up the phone. You're picking it up to use it. And if somebody else is already talking, you're supposed to put it back down. But sometimes I would hold on to it.
Right? Nobody walked past and they said, hey, somebody else on the phone. Hey.
Yes, right.
Walked by and said something.
Well, I just want to say to Queen Aduni, you are looking exceptionally beautiful.
Thank you.
This morning. Yeah. I said, wow, she really got it hooked up today. We're so proud of you. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm getting excited about going back up to the shop. Nicole and Danielle will be working with me on Lizzie's kitchen. And I don't know, Raziya, did you ever see, I don't know if you was on here when I showed what the logo looked like. Let me see if this is, no, that's people. Don't want that.
And while you're looking for that, Queen, Mama Raziya, it would be helpful for me if you can monitor the call and everything, because I'm going to need to get off. I actually teach a workshop, a diaper toilet training workshop every 2 months. And after a month, I follow up with the parents that attended my class.
Mhm.
And so I'm doing follow-ups now, and I have a follow-up at 10 o'clock today. So I might need to jump off a little earlier so I can call that parent.
Yeah.
Deitra, do you? Because I was just thinking about my girlfriend's grandson, because he's 5
Okay.
and still in diapers and needs to be potty trained, but I'm not sure how amenable he is to, because he's like all over the place, just
Does
like
he have a
Tina.
condition or something, a special condition? Like is
He hasn't been diagnosed, but he just started talking. Like within the last, I want to say, I haven't been around him that much, but from the last time I saw him, like last year, I mean, just in the past year, his vocabulary, he now says hi to me. He calls me Yaya, or he calls me Aunt Evelyn, and his vocabulary is much, but he's really clingy to his mom and his grandmother. So I don't know.
okay,
But
we can always try it. We can always try. His mother can attend my class, and I can share whatever information I have on that, and it might help.
Okay.
So
Just give her my number.
Okay. Ooh, I like it.
Beautiful.
Jazzy. That's sexy.
Oh,
That's really nice.
yeah, that's really attractive.
Mm-hmm. So that's instead of Elizabeth's kitchen, it's Lizzie's kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
And yeah, so Raziya, so the 4 things that I always want to have, this is years and years, and so I can see God unfold the unfolding of it. Is soup, it's 4 S's: soup, salad, smoothie, and sandwich. Always available.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the menu: soup, salad. And so, I'll be, especially the sandwich stuff, what you guys are making.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
and then I know several people who love to make soup, and I'll be ordering some soup from you. So I ain't got to cook it. I just
Mm-hmm.
and then if we have not now like the sandwich like that, some things could be packaged like what Valanda, didn't she have some sandwiches?
Yeah, she had some chicken wraps and veggie wraps that were very nice. And they were only $8. They were very nice. I had one day and one the other day, the second day, and I had one soup one day and one soup the next day.
And she did that. The sandwiches were pre-wrapped, right? Or
Yeah.
There. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we want to get started with that. And so the eyes, this is designed by both Nicole, Dr. Nicole, and myself. So yeah, I just had to make it pop better. When it's small, anyway, just some things that I had to look at as far as aesthetically when you're doing different type of printing and different types of what makes it easier for your logo to stand out and always look like that. There's some technical things that you have to make sure that like the light, the color, what colors is used, and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
we'll be learning all of that though, as we go into our business plans. We're gonna learn all of that kind of stuff. So yes, I want y'all to see what it looks like. That's
Nice.
yeah.
Now I get it. The eyes are topped by eyes.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So, did you have something else, Deitra?
At this time, no.
Oh, that's right. You gotta pop off soon anyway. What I'd like to do is, I'd like to take a moment of acknowledgement. Since there are 6 or 7 right now on here. And sometimes I had shared that when I was at Landmark, what they would do is at the end of every session that we would work and stuff, that we would do an acknowledgement. And the question would be, what do you want to be acknowledged for? And sometimes we're doing things and we're doing things even quietly that other people don't know, or we're doing it openly, but nobody knows what the struggle is. Do that. And it may be just keeping my mouth shut when I really wanted to give you a piece of my mind. Or that's on from the negative side, but I kept my mouth shut because I knew the answer. And I wanted someone else to have the opportunity to be brilliant.
Nice.
Like me, right? So it could be whatever it is. It could be that I showed up this morning, despite that I didn't even go to bed, and nobody knows the struggle that I do.
Right.
To be here. Or I stumped my toe and wait a minute. And I usually get pissed off at everybody, but I didn't. It made me think about my grandbaby. He's 2 years old. And he fell. And they said when he fell, he said, "Oh shit."
Lordy.
And then his mama had to say, I'm guilty, because when something happened, I'll say, "Oh shit." So I would like to know, Deitra, what would you like to be acknowledged for?
Well, right off the top of my head, being on time for the show every Tuesday morning. I'm here on time.
Yes, you are. And I really want to acknowledge you in that, the heart of what that is for you and what it represents for us. That I know that on Tuesday, my host will be on time. I better be, 10 minutes, at least 10 minutes early. She's there waiting and prepared to take care of us. So I want to acknowledge you, what it takes for that. I don't know what it takes for you to do that. So anyone else want to acknowledge her?
I acknowledge you, Deitra, that you are here on time and ready. Faces already because I'm starting to be a couple of minutes late. I had to clean the litter box because a little bit decided to pull the mat. He pulls the mat into the litter box because he cleaned. He cleans, and his back paws be full of, litter and that other stuff, and I had to clean all that. So, but yes, I acknowledge your being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah.
Well, I want to acknowledge Deitra for being such a strong, consistent force in the Tuesday. When I talked to her about what was happening with me, And she said, "Oh, okay. And just picked right up. I felt for a while, I said, oh, I really feel badly about just kind of dropping the ball here after a while. And then I said, but Deidre is just so perfect for this transition. You know, I could just see her growth and her strengthening. And I marvel at what this little lady can do.
I love you.
And I was aware of some of the challenges that she was facing and things she's working through, but she never said, well, I don't think I can do it because I've got to do that and that. She would share, I'm going to be doing that and that, but I will also be available for Tuesday.
Yes.
And that's so special to have a person like you in my life. And you offer a balance for the several others that are saying, I can't do it because.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's a great thing. It's a great person that you are, Deidre. And I look forward to your continued growth.
Yes.
And your continued unfoldment.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
I say, anyone else want to acknowledge Deitra?
I will acknowledge Deitra, Grand Rising lady.
Grand Rising.
I want to acknowledge Deitra because I just love her.
I love you
love her. Me and Deitra work outside of here in a group together, and I just love the grace and humility she shares through all her trials and tribulations. She wears it with a smile. I love her humility. I love the way she set boundaries with grace. I'm still working on learning how to do that. So
Ebony, not her. Say it to her, not about her. Say it, I love what you do. I love you.
I love what you do, Deitra. Deitra, I love you, sister.
You know, I love you too, Ebony.
I love your humility. I love how you are always there when I need you, just a phone call away.
Yes, that's true.
I love the way that you just wear your grace and humility with a smile, and how kind you are. Even when you are setting boundaries, you do it in a kind way. I love your loving spirit. I love that I can literally go on and on the rest of these hours acknowledging just how amazing you are, because you have so many things that make you amazing. The list can go on and on.
Ebony, thank you.
I think we got a few more minutes before Deitra has to get off the phone. Lali Edwana, I know you don't know that much about her. We've been with her out. God, I just met her on here, but you want to share something, Edwana?
Why, yes, I do. And thank you for the opportunity. I was thinking moments ago, you're right. I do not know a lot, however, about Sister Deitra. However, what I'm hearing and what I do know is that she has extended herself so graciously to me. And that's such beautiful. Let me regroup. Deitra.
Yes, thank you.
I may not know a lot about you personally yet one-on-one. However, what I'm hearing and what I have experienced from you is you're extending yourself so warmly, and it is so genuinely felt.
Good.
So I'm learning, well, you're welcome, that's just who you are, and it's part of your character. And with having a lot of things on you, something key I'm just hearing is that you set boundaries with grace. I applaud that. It is so well needed an attribute in our lives, our daily lives. So I am looking forward to learning more about you
Yes, yes.
and experiencing some of those wonderful attributes that you share with us. Thank you.
Thank you for your words. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I say, Lolly. And then she got to get off the phone.
Well, while we wait for Lolly, okay. Oh, here she
I'm
comes.
here.
Okay.
I couldn't get to my microphone quick enough.
Mhm,
But
okay.
Sister Deitra,
Yes.
you know, you're such
Got camera? Do we have camera?
goodness. Okay, hold on. Hold on a second. Give me with the camera. Okay. Hold on, here I come. Okay.
Hey.
Oh, you're such a positive energy, just such uplifting and exciting, and just such a seeking spirit, which is so beautiful. And whenever we have our conversations, I just can hear you. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
That's me. That's me. You're right.
But I love that because it's just encouraging for people to be able to really share what they have in the knowledge, and just you have this like sense of excitement about what everyone has to say, which I think is so beautiful. And it's like you're to yourself and everything, but at the same time you have such a beautiful energy. So I wanted to share that with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. This was so nice, Queen. Thank you all for sharing wonderful words. I received every bit of them, and thank you, because you are a reflection of who I am, you know, and I see what you're doing. I get excited because you're excited about what you're doing. So thank you all.
Welcome. We love you.
Love you.
Okay, let me see. Oh, all right. Let's get Mama Raziya. You want to start, Deitra? Because I know you're going to have to go. Mama, what do you want to be recognized for? Acknowledged for?
Well, I certainly want to be acknowledged for making a difference, making my life count, or my skills count, or my aspirations count in this community, to keep an awareness of what's going on around me, and to try to be in the present, not to dwell on what didn't happen or what hasn't happened, but what is happening.
Yes.
You know, and to really be of integrity, to help myself and others be able to appreciate honesty and being who we really are.
She got to go, so she gonna pull it all together.
Okay, Mama Raziya, you know, since I met you, it's been about maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And when I heard about what you do, I asked you that day, 4 years ago, can I be involved in working with you?
I remember that.
Yes. And I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity, because I've learned so many great things about you, about how you love to help. And that has been seen by me every step of the way. I've been in your life, cooking, clean, you know, and fixing up everything. And I've seen you work. I've seen you even in stressful situations where people were coming to you and you had a million things on your plate, but you were still willing to help. And I appreciate that. That's why I have it too. You know, someone shared that about me, and I'm like, I've seen it, and I praise others for that quality. Oh, thank you for showing me that in person. It's been wonderful. So whenever you call, whenever I see your name come on my phone, I'm answering, because
You do.
I do. And I mean, it's almost a blessing, because I know whatever you're going to say to me is going to be a blessing, regardless if it's deemed quote unquote good or bad. It will be a blessing. So thank you for being in my life. Yeah.
I say, thank you, Deitra. All right, everybody, 2 minutes. How do you say all this about her in 2 minutes, huh? All right, Evelyn.
Well, Mama Razia, I have only known you for a short period of time, relatively to Deitra and Queen Aduni. However, I love there's a calmness about you always.
Yeah.
And I love your cooking. That's so unsaid. And your willingness to always stop and answer my questions. So, did you know Samara? Did you know her? Did she know you?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I knew Samara. We worked together. I can remember us traveling somewhere together. We had a common friend, BJ,
Okay.
who would keep us informed of each other's needs or each other's plans and so forth. So he was the connector.
Okay.
But Samara was such a beautiful person, and just that voice.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can still kind of remember and hear her singing. And I think of her, there's a point on, I think it's 7 Mile and Evergreen. When I cross the street, often I have a vision of Samara crossing the street. So yeah, we will talk, Evelyn, about that, because I need to keep her spirit alive in myself as I go forward. She was a great encouragement to me. Yeah.
I wish I had met you sooner, but she brought me into this into the community where I met meeting all these wonderful people, and I just love you. You kind of remind me of my mom, yeah, she wasn't calm though. She was a hellion.
Well, there can be another side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Evelyn. Ebony or Edwana, Lolly, whichever one wants to jump out there.
I can go. I'm packing up to catch this Uber, so I'll hop on. But I want to say that I acknowledge that you are. Huh?
Let her see your face.
Oh, right. Okay. So, I acknowledge and appreciate that you are always giving information about food, about health, about overall wellness. And you are really fulfilling your purpose and your mission in this earth and to help other people and help yourself at the same time. So it's beautiful. So thank you.
Thank you.
I say. Edwana?
Yes, I too, in this instance, am learning people, and I'm being so blessed by what I'm learning and hearing, seeing by your doing, Mama Raziya, and everything, every way that you described yourself was, oh wow, so loving, full of integrity. And I thought, wow, I'd like to be remembered in my community that way as well. So you are an encourager. And I thank you for encouraging me and obviously all of these ladies here. Thank you.
Hey, Ebony, if you're able to come on, I know she's at work.
She may be working.
Mama Raziya. Well, you know how I feel about you.
Oh, there she go.
Okay, Ebony, go ahead.
I have I've been admiring Mama Raziya from afar. So I have yet to meet you, but I just feel so inspired by you, Mama Raziya. And every time I see you, I'm just so excited for the day that we can finally meet each other and I can wrap my arms around you because the words you speak mean something. I feel very empowered when I hear you speak. So I'm just really excited to one day meet you and wrap my arms around you and we can share stories together.
I look forward to that, Ebony. Let's make it happen.
Yes.
Let's make it happen this summer.
Yes.
Okay.
I love that the way that everybody speaks so highly of you. And I can't wait to eat.
Girl, it's woo. It's orgasmic. I'm gonna tell you. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Orgasmic, I like that. Well, I want to acknowledge you, my queen, and my friend, and my confidant, because you're able to share anything with you about a person's body and what they're going through, and I never hear you tell someone else about someone else, except for using it as an example of I know someone who's doing and how they have conquered that. And I want you to know that your life does count, and you have made a great difference in my life, and in my family's life, and in this community. I know that you have made that difference, and I'm always really just admired at your awareness of what's happening not only in the community but in the world. Keeping up on that is important, and especially that is important to your industry.
Yes.
And people. And regardless of that, and regardless of the blocks that you and your industry, and when I say yours, I know I'm part of the natural hair, I'm in that part of the holistic, but when I say your industry, I'm talking about food and healing and all of that, and you have to do it underground where people don't know that you're doing that. What God has is there for us, available. You had to sneak and get it, sneak and sneak in all of that. So I want to acknowledge you for that, and acknowledge you for being present about what's happening around you and being present to it, and I want to acknowledge your beauty. You have such beauty in and out. I had this program called Inner Beauty, Outer Glow, and that is you.
Wow. Thank you.
Oh, welcome. You are so welcome. Well, I definitely see that this is not something that we can do like in 10, 15 minutes. If we had all the people on here, we would still be talking about Deitra.
Yeah.
But I wanted to take this moment. That what was on my mind is how important it is to be acknowledged for the little things, Yeah, or what people has seen that you don't know that they've seen about you. When we do when we go into that cleansing fast, I would like it to be. Actually, I would like it to be at and it doesn't have to, but I would like for us to create where we are at Mama Razia's, and because she has the big backyard, that we do like that. She creates a Last Supper kind of thing, what we're going to eat that day before we go into the cleansing.
Okay.
That there's more of a ceremony around what we're doing. That was how we were able to do fast like that, because we had to pray every day. We had to be together with somebody every day, you know, because the temptation or the trials that come when people are, you know, like, I don't know what she's doing. She's never acted up like this, but there she goes to test you to come out of that fast. And no, I just said, forget it. I had to eat, or I made a mistake and I ate something. I would have dreams about eating something and realize, no, that, oh, right, I'm still fasting. But I had dreamt that I ate, you know, but to go right in. Or if you mess up, just keep going, And
Right.
that type of way of supporting one another. And yeah, I think that would be really cool, and do some things and talk and stuff, and then go into that cleansing. And everything is set up. Everybody knows that they have everything, you know, and not still running around trying to find something. I'd really like for us to do it where it has a strong impact on what makes a difference. And then we'll have something at Edwana's around the bowls, right? Yeah, because I'll be having dreams about that as well. And I want to talk to you about coming late at night to Lizzie's kitchen. Yeah. You can be doing a lot of stuff. And I'm excited about Lizzie's kitchen. I ain't doing nothing on Friday nights.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to have everybody, because I'm really building up a you know, the membership and leadership and the whole everything around LEAP and around the City of Arts. And so anything that I can do where it's not just the entertainment, but it's the conversation. We can have conversation about what's happening and stuff. That's good. And I can control it because it's my space. It's my thing. What I want to do. And not impact the salon, because I have the upstairs. So it's really, 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 really cool. All right, give yourselves, anyone have anything else to say to close? And otherwise, give yourself a big hug. And hug the world. And have all the things that you want to do. All of them. Yeah. I love you, queens.
Love you too. Love you all.